Alright, so I'm trying to decide if I should bother replacing the display. The one thing I noticed also is the board is black that the display is on, and a lot of the replacement ones, the board is blue, and the screen kind of looks purple, which I don't really care for. So I got this one running here, but somebody left it on to where you can see the Mmdvm in the background. And I guess it was probably a screensaver. So this thing's probably plugged in for like a year or two or something like that, where it was just not ever connected to anything. And it burned in the screensaver. So if there's no activity, it will be set to do that like that. I also don't have Pi-Star on this one anymore. See this one here? I have it scrolling, and there's nothing happening, right? But if it was not set to scroll, that Mmdvm would be sitting at the top, burning into the screen, like it did to that one. So you really want this thing to scroll, or you're going to end up with that. And I don't like how it looks, but I'm like, do I mean, like, I can read all the rest of the information. And I'm like, well, should I even bother? Because I can get 5 screens for $14 in tax. I can get 1 screen for $8. I can get 2 screens for like $12. I do have another project that might be able to use a screen. But other than that, like, I don't need 5 of them. So I do have this board that came from Brian, and it can have extra stuff installed on it. I think I've even got an SMA connector. I think one of these can be set up that one right there can be set up to be a display. So if you put it on here, you got ground, VCC, SCL, and SDA. And the issue is that, well, that's not the same thing. It's got 3v3, whatever that is. And then it's got ground. And then it's got SCL. And then SDA. So I'm not 100% sure what the difference is here, but I think the 3v3 is a 3-volt line. I don't know. But if I order a display for this, that's what it's going to be. They're going to be like that. And I don't know of another display that's switched around. And the ST link, I don't know what that is. I should probably look it up. But ground, SWC, SWD, and 3v3. I don't know what those are. And this is like a USB. Well, it says LCD UART2. Interesting. Is that actually like the same thing with just different Nomenclature.
KL4 USU channel clear.
Okay, so we have ground. Yeah, I don't know. That might work. But then your display would be hanging off the end there. So if you know what display will work on this board, let me know. There's no markings on this board. You kind of have to just kind of use Google Lens or something to identify it. I've been able to find a few versions of it floating around. Brian said it's really never worked right, so it may not be worth investing any time into it. But I had thought, well, I could put a display on this, but I'm realizing I don't think you can. I don't think you can use that. I do believe that is for a display, but I don't believe it's for this display. So you'd have to move your ground somewhere else.
Radio corrected, yes. Anyway, I was maybe just checking my radio here, make sure everything was working.
SCL and SDA. What does this say? Those two are the same. Our VCC and our ground are flipped. I don't know.